Ugh. Hey YouTube, glad to see you guys again. There we go. Well, now that you guys have seen the outside of the car, I think it's time that you guys get a nice, good representation of what it's like on the inside. And furthermore, I'm going to discuss what it's like owning this car. But first, you have to hear it, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know too many cars that sound better. Well, before we annoy the rest of my neighbors, let's go on a quick drive. Okay, driving around in the M2. So, you guys will have already seen the outside of the car, what I've done to it, what I love about this car. Now, what I'd like to talk to you guys about now is kind of my personal decision on why I chose this car. I was deciding between a few cars. I was deciding between getting the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I was deciding between getting the C63 AMG. I even tossed around the idea of getting a Porsche Macan. I needed a car that was going to be fun, practical. I could drive it through my future career plans. You guys wouldn't know this, but I'm going to dental school, and I need a car that I can commute with, enjoy, not lose too much because I'm not made of money just yet. I'd like to hopefully keep the depreciation losses to a minimal. And when I was deciding between all the cars, the Alfa Romeo Giulia, it wasn't very reliable already. It was getting a bad rap sheet for that. When I drove one, the engine just wasn't very exciting, at least down low. There wasn't the immediate torquiness that I felt in other cars. It just had a bigger sense of turbo lag to it than I liked. So that combined with the new track record, its alpha, the reliability, I decided against it. Moving on to the Porsche Macan. That car, I mean, for an SUV, it looks great, it's a lot of fun, but when you compare it to a sports car, you're just never going to get the same driving experience. So I ruled that one out pretty quick. The one that I wanted probably most, just after the M2, that's probably the C63 Coupe S. The reason why I didn't get the C63 Coupe S is because of depreciation. Now, it seems like I'm beating a dead horse here, but in 2016, the sedans, the Coupe S sedans, when those were new, MSRP was $85,000, $95,000. Right now, if you take a quick look on AutoTrader or Cars.com, you'll find them now selling for $55,000. That's a $30,000 loss. Anywhere from $30,000 all the way up to about $40,000. I don't have that kind of money to spend on depreciation. I don't think anyone should have that kind of money to spend on depreciation costs in a year or 2 years. So ultimately I had to rule that out. I might end up getting one of those in the future just because I love AMG. I think it's an awesome recipe, fantastic engine, good looking design, safe, loud, just so fun. Anyways, back to why I'm in this car, the BMW M2. I am sitting in this BMW M2, one, because it's the most fun car I've ever driven. I've owned a C63, I've owned a Nissan GTR, but this car, it's small, and you can feel it. When you are really ringing the car out, well, like now. Yes. When you're really ringing the car out, it's got a sense of nimbleness to it, quickness, fun and playful. You can feel the car kind of squat as you're driving. It leans on its tires. It shows you where its limits are, and it's comfortable driving those limits. It shows you how much power you can and cannot put on the tires before the back end comes sliding out. It's just a hoot. It's really, really fun. Now, you would have already seen I put exhaust on. I put this wildly loud intake on it. It's been tuned by VF Engineering. It makes a hell of a lot of power. Anytime you get near the throttle, if the traction control is turned off, it will do donuts, it will drift, it will power slide on command. And I love that. It's just, the chassis is equipped to handle that. The suspension, the damping, the tires, it's all equipped to handle the power that it's given. So when the back end does come around, and believe you me, if you have the traction control turned off, it will come out on you. You don't feel scared. You feel like you can handle it, which is something that you can't really say for other cars. And that's something that I really, really enjoy about this car. So yeah, driving dynamically, at least, it's the most fun I've driven to date. The other nice thing was the Nissan GT-R, when I sold it, it was, you know, still in that nice niche, that bubble it had. So I lost almost nothing on the car owning it for a year and putting 8,000 miles on it. So that was a blessing. And when we traded into this car, we ended up getting almost 10 grand back. If you want to know exact details, just let me know in the comments and I'll let you know exactly how it went down, what we traded the GT-R in for, what we bought this car for, the kind of discounts they gave us, the deals that they were willing to work with us, because I think I got an amazing deal on this car. I'll be honest. I love this car more than anything, but second to that, I feel like I got a steal of a deal on driving this car. Now, it is a 2018, so it's a brand new car, and usually when you buy a brand new car, you do have to deal with depreciation. However, the 2016s with 5,000 miles, they were selling for $1 grand less than a brand new 2018. So what would you do? I think you'd buy the 2018 if it's gonna cost $1 grand more, and it's got the new instrument cluster, the interior design, the front fascia, and the lights. I think that would be enough to justify $1 grand when you're buying a 60 grand car. So that's what I did. It's awesome. If you're on the fence about buying a BMW M2, don't be. Go drive one, laugh yourself silly, do silly things, turn the traction control off, go around a corner. You'll feel the chassis slowly step out, and it'll be a wild ride, yes, but it'll be fun. How can you not like this sound? I mean, come on. I don't know how much is coming across on camera. I hope as much as I'm feeling here. Buy an M2, come on. Come on. Alright, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching why I chose a BMW M2. If you want to know anything about the modifications I've done to my car, what it cost, the time, the effort, the install, let me know. I'm very willing to talk to you guys about that, because I obviously had a lot of questions before I put that stuff in. If you like BMW M2s, if you have an N55 engine or an N54 engine, or you're curious what the ownership experience is like, just let me know. I will answer any of your questions. And if you like this sort of cars and the experiences that it derives, comment and subscribe and you'll see more. Thank you guys. Have a great, what is today, Friday? Have a great Friday. Bye-bye.